So that's the bike, guys. Just jumped off a small ridge and landed on a rock. And the front slid fell on the side, and the damage that the bike had to endure was not much. Uh, 2-3 days of me trying to figure out how to go about it, and 2 days of dismantling and assembling everything back, and there she is, all in good nick. So I'll just run you through the bits and pieces that I will have to spend some time to make it look good, and I'll also run you through what I've already worked upon. So that's a bit that I have to work on. The bike fell on its right side, so that got hit. The windshield went flying. It cracked in the mounts, and it went flying. The whole reason behind the windshield flying off was because of this windshield extender. It's an added weight on the windshield, and I mean, of course, there's no reason for me to blame Royal Enfield parts, is because I know what I was getting myself into when I added that weight onto a windshield which is only anchored on those 4 points. I should somehow figure out a bracket from the speedometer from the inside to somewhere around here to hold the windshield in two more points, two more nice anchor points, and I think this will be a solid fit. So that's the windshield. That's a new one. I got a new one for $500. As you can see, there's some nice marks on the you can see, yeah, right there. So some nice marks on the windshield extender. I don't particularly have a problem with that. This went for a toss. This kind of bent that way, and I cracked my headlamp housing, which I again managed to weld. I mean, I'm getting good at it. My plastic welding skills are excellent now, if you ask me. So I welded the whole thing back together, and it's holding good, no problems. So that's the headlamp housing that cracked, and I welded it back in place. New windshield, put the old extender back again. The tank guards, this took a hit. This entire area got scratched and scuffed, and so managed to nicely grind it, sand it, apply a coat of primer, and just gave it a test paint. And yeah, all's holding well for now. I'll give it a nice scuff again and give it a finishing coat. This went flying. I mean, I have to tell you, you guys can close your eyes and buy this handguard if it is available. Rock solid product. It took a hit. It just bent a bit here, if you can see. There's a bit of a twist, a bend, and I lost some paint there, but that's all right. I mean, this thing saved the handlebar and related accessories. So I got this kind of scuffed and scratched all over at the bottom. I'll attach pictures of what went wrong after this video, but that being said, I had a hit here and this went flying. So what I did was, as you can see, there's a mount, there's a mount here, and those 2 points where those screws run in and hold this to the bar, those two mounting points went kaput, and so I had to re-weld them again. Plastic welding saves the day for me again. So that's back on the aluminium frame. My double take, this is why the double take adventure mirrors are a big hit. This hit the ground, as you can see, marks, and this just went like that, and no problems. So that's the best thing with a double take mirror. Another amazing thing that I'll recommend is the KTM handlebar. I flew off the ridge at 60 kilometers per hour and landed on a rock, and on a rocky section, and I hit flat on my right hand side, and not a degree went off because of the handlebar. Fantastic handlebar, and highly recommend it. So if anyone is looking for a swap, go in for the KTM handlebar without a single um, doubt in your head. Yeah, the tank got some scratches, as you can see. I'm not a big warrior for scratches. I don't have a problem with that. I will use my maintenance kit and get things repaired. This whole area got hit and this went caving in. Pulled it out for the time being, but yeah, well, I'm working on a design currently, as in when we speak. I'm working on a crash guard design with a small local welder here. Let me see if I can figure it out. And once that is done, I think I will have the best crash guard in this entire business. And so that's the crash guard that's taken a hit, went caving in, had to pull it out. And then there's yeah, nothing to the brake master cylinder and guard. The exhaust took a hit, the end can kind of some scratches there, and just a little bit, tiny bit, it caved in. I'll have to pull it out, but then that's all right. If I look at it, I still have some decent clearance, nothing much to worry about. So that's that. And what else? Some paint that I scraped off from here. It got hit right about here and there was scratches throughout. So I managed to scuff it and waiting for it to dry and remove it, wipe it clean, and then go in with a coat of paint. So that's that. On the right hand side, the entire bike on the right hand side, and all the fine little damages that you get to see. Of course, I lost my indicator, so that's a brand new one. Lost my indicator because this went flying. The handlebar folded inwards, and the weight hit the tank guards, and yeah, so I lost a bit of paint there, lost my indicator. So this is new on the bike. $700 I paid, 200 for the indicator, 500 for the windshield, and that's it. And the rest of it is labor. All that work that I had to do is by myself, and I highly recommend this as a skill for everyone and anyone who wishes to have motorcycles for long rides, long trips. You guys should know how to fix your own problems. So that's the whole of it. That's a small little tiny crash, and the bike's ready to roll. That's how she looks now. Might as well share some pictures of my leg as well, my bruised leg. Like you can see, it's healing. It is on the verge of becoming fine. This is 3 days, 4 days technically. I have it's been 4 days since I landed, and yeah, that kind of looks like that we could have an issue there. So I'll have to maybe roll it backwards and then tighten the fork. This could be a bit of a problem. So anyways, I'll work on that. I'll also have to check for my spokes. Some, yeah, they do look a bit loose. Yeah, this guy has taken a hit, some hit here as well. So yeah, some bits and pieces that I'll have to check again and again and again till I'm 100% sure. I rode the bike after I installed everything back. I rode the bike, and the alignment of the forks and everything seems all right. The fork cone set or the steering stem bearings, I think they might have gotten a bit of a shock. Anyways, guys, we'll remove things. That's another video. We'll remove things, look at the condition of the steering head bearings, and degrease them, let it dry, apply a coat of grease again, and put it back if things are all right. But if there's too much of pitching on the seats, then I'll have to change them. I'm not going to recommend anyone to keep changing your bearings, is because that will create a bigger and bigger hole every single time, and you'll end up losing your frame. You'll have to change the entire frame because the neck, this particular portion here, it may become a little too wide for clearance. And yeah, I mean, that's a different video. That's another subject altogether. We'll talk about that some other day. But then for now, the bike is up and ready, and I'm super happy. Maybe I too will be fine in some days, and we'll go on the next ride on that little beauty. Okay guys, so I don't know if I should ask you to subscribe because you liked the video. But just in case if you find this useful in any which ways, the idea behind this video is just letting you guys know that, you know, when you have a motorcycle and you want to have fun on it, crashes are part of the deal. You should be physically fit enough to be able to take the whole thing, and mentally fit enough to endure this emotional drama of putting things back together and then again going for a ride and again crashing and again repeating the whole thing again. So this is the lifestyle of a rider and of an enthusiast, and we ought to embrace it without any doubts in our head. And well, that's that. See you guys on another video very soon, and yeah, until then, bye bye.